You know that feeling when you're cooking and you add that just right something to a dish? That just what was missing ingredient. That salsa that makes everything that much better. In our family, that special something is Sammy. Insightful, provocative, fun, supportive, loving, and just so easy to befriend. Sammy has just graduated high school and he's heading off into new horizons. And the world is about to get a taste of something wonderful.
¿Qué hubo?
But Sammy's not getting away without another bite and a lesson of something delicious from my kitchen.
Do you know why it's called chimichangas?
Inspired by my travels in the northern Mexican state of Sonora, we cook a meal that will hopefully help get him through college, and who knows, maybe something else that life may throw at him. An unforgettable northern-style shredded beef chimichanga. A chunky, crunchy, peppery avocado and radish salad. A scrumptious rice with lentils and caramelized onions.
So good.
Another bit of Sonora I'm excited to share with you is a visit to a food stand that turned Hermosillo's taco scene on its head. Johnny's Tacos, a multi-generational business that thrives on the Sonoran specialty, tacos de cabeza. Johnny even kindly divulges not one, but two of his secret recipes. And oh, are those tacos good. My mouth is feeling it. Family. That special ingredient that's a welcome addition to any dish.
Dame tu chocolate, dame café caliente, dame tu corazón.
In Mexico, street food is such a basic part of life, a constant. And almost every good street food stand has one thing in common: family. Behind each of these small businesses with die-hard followings is usually one person with a dream to support their family by feeding their community. And of course, you'll find most of the family working there too. One of my favorite such establishments is Tacos Johnny's in Hermosillo, Sonora.
Hola, hola, ¿qué tal?
¿Qué tal? Bienvenidos.
Gracias. Oye, a ver, ¿qué me como que me muero de hambre?
Te puedo dar 2 taquitos de barbacoa. ¿Qué tal?
Perfecto.
Owner Johnny Miller has put his heart and soul into this corner of the city for over 40 years. Now, his sons, daughters, and grandkids are carrying on his tradition.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
¿Qué hay? Buenas.
Qué rico verlo otra vez.
Mire, esperándolos a que vengan a los taquitos.
La verdad es que me moría de ganas. Mi primer desayuno en Sonora fue aquí. Me dio unos taquitos así y luego me dio una salsita
De chiltepín.
de chiltepín. This is his
Es esta.
biggest secret.
Esta es una salsa regional de aquí.
You know you want one of these. I mean, look at these.
Johnny's is a classic meat stand. Pork, beef, barbacoa, machaca. It's all so good. But their specialty is the true Sonoran classic. Tacos de cabeza. Beef head tacos.
These are some intense tacos. The head is so flavorful, but so luscious, it really melts in your mouth. It's so good. You have to give it a bite. Come with me. Johnny's gonna show us how he makes his head tacos and his salsita. Come. Por ahí venimos. Hola, hola.
Bienvenidos.
Johnny, Diana, Romelia y Jorge. ¿Qué tan importante ha sido la familia?
Es una felicidad.
Todos hemos estado unidos y todos nos hemos apoyado.
Hemos aprendido del papá.
3
la
generaciones
mamá.
ya aquí.
Mira, qué
Todos hemos pasado.
orgullo, Johnny. Qué orgullo. Otra razón de que han durado tanto es porque tienen unas recetas tan increíbles.
Y gracias.
One of the things that customers crave here is that homemade chiltepín salsa I just had.
Enséñanos cómo hace su salsita.
8 onzas de chiltepín, un punto de orégano,
You can't believe how generous he is. He's giving us exact measurements.
2 dientes de ajo,
Salecita,
clavo.
clavo de olor y agüita.
Ahí está.
Colores como un naranja, casi rojo quemado, es como color ladrillo. ¿Cuál es el...? No, bueno, sí. O sea, that wakes you up. I ate the tacos with this salsa and my mouth is feeling it.
Johnny's salsas and seasonings are to die for. But have you noticed his logo?
Come close so you
Johnny
can see.
es taco de cabeza, por eso está el monito de cabeza, ¿no?
I love it. Okay.
Yep, at Johnny's it's all about that beef head taco.
Johnny,
Sí.
esta es su receta principal.
O principal, original, sí.
This is
Mía.
his original recipe. It is his recipe. It is what gave him an edge in a place where everybody makes the same recipe and his is the best and different and he's gonna show us how because of his big heart.
Ahí está,
Cachete.
cachete, se
These
lava.
only the cheeks.
Pero
Ah, claro. He makes the stew of the beef's head, but he separates the meats. He doesn't cook them together.
So when everyone else in town was combining every part of the head together, Johnny took the time to separate the ingredients for a more pure, intense taste. The rest is simple. Onions and Anaheim chile, tomato puree, oregano, a whole lot of black pepper, ground bay leaf, and salt.
qué grandote, ¿no?
Says you're so gigantic in Mexico, Kev.
Ahora le vamos a echar agua.
Ok. Ah,
Vamos.
ya, sí.
Vamos a echarle agua.
¿Cuánta?
Vamos a echarle agua a que tape la carne.
Yo puedo usar su manguerita.
Sí, sí.
Me encanta. I need this in my kitchen. I'm gonna use this to cook and I'm gonna use this to threaten my boys and my man. Oh.
After it cooks overnight, well,
¡Qué rico!
just look at these.
Mira, Pati,
Uf.
pruébala.
La carne que se deshace.
Rica, ¿no?
¡Qué bárbaro!
Mira,
¡Qué rico!
este.
¡Qué bárbaro! No,
Mira,
es...
este es pura carne.
Uf,
A ver,
pura
¿no?
carnita. Está lo gordito, está delicioso. Vengan. No. Y Johnny, muchas gracias por todo.
Gracias, linda. Muy amable.
Muchas gracias. So much about Sonora is about beef. And it is the beef head and the carne con chile and the machaca and the guisados. And one of the things that I really loved was the guisado de carne. And I'm gonna make a northern style chimi that's stuffed with a guisado de carne that Sammy absolutely loves because Sammy loves meat. And I have 2 pounds of beef chuck. A guisado is like a stew that is typically seasoned with chile, maybe some vegetables. And I have to tell you, and Sammy knows I'm gonna say this, but Sammy used to be the pickiest eater. His most adventurous thing was pizza. It would drive me insane. And when he was a baby, everything I put in his mouth, he would devour. He would eat so much. And then the moment he was able to start saying no, he started getting picky with this, picky with that. And then at some point, he decided that he had this power over me. He knew it would drive me crazy. So I put in 3 bay leaves, 6 garlic cloves peeled, and now I'm adding 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of whole black peppercorns, half a teaspoon of coriander seeds, half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. And this is a very typical Sonoran combination. And the first time that I made this guisado, Sammy commented, "Oh, I love this so much. This is new. Like, is this new?" And so we're making it again today. And now I'm gonna add half of a white onion. Bring this to a strong simmer, and you try to take most of the foam out so that you have a clearer broth. Oh, this smells so good already. After you take most of the foam off, you're gonna cover it, reduce the heat to medium, and you're gonna let this cook for about an hour and a half until the meat is tender and falling apart and you can shred it really easily. So I'm gonna make these rice and lentils with caramelized onions. And I'm gonna start by cooking my lentils. And I'm adding 3 bay leaves to water that I'm bringing to a boil, but I'm not gonna add any salt because I want the lentils to soften. So I'm going to add a cup of brown lentils, partially cover, leave these at medium heat, and then I'm gonna get started with caramelizing my onion. I have a big, heavy pot that I'm heating over medium heat, and I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil. This dish has a Middle Eastern origin. And you may be surprised, but there are large and solid Syrian communities throughout Mexico. So I'm going to coarsely chop 2 large onions. Does this seem like a lot of onion? Well, it's not, because it's going to cook in this olive oil for a while until it softens and caramelizes and becomes completely irresistible. And we're gonna do that by cooking the onion over medium heat for like 10 minutes. My lentils are ready. We want them to be soft, but we want them to still have a bite. So I'm going to drain them. So this is when you know that the onions are ready, when they're super soft and translucent inside. You want to take the onion almost to the extreme. Not burnt, but like charring almost. And also look at the bottom of my pan. All of this browning is extremely flavorful. And when I add the liquid, then this is going to the glaze and all that flavor is going to go into the rice. I'm adding the lentils. And then I'm adding my spices. 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, a 1/2 teaspoon of ancho chile, and I'm adding 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of ground coriander, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. So kind of Middle Eastern, but then it has that Mexican thing in there with the ancho chile and the cumin. So I'm making some room right here in the middle. I'm adding a little bit more oil, and then I'm adding my 2 cups of jasmine rice. Jasmine rice is so perfumed and fragrant, and it's just irresistible. It smells rich. So I want my rice to cook a little bit before I add my liquid. I want the rice to get enrobed and coated in the oil. Jasmine rice grains like cling to each other in a deliciously sticky way when you cook it. And I'm gonna add a very generous teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to add 5 cups of chicken broth, which is already hot, just to speed the cooking of my rice. Ah, I love these. And now I'm gonna scrape the bottom of the pot, which is going to make for a much more flavorful dish. And the moment you see not the little bubbles, but the really big, aggressive bubbles, that's when you're gonna cover the pot, reduce the heat to the lowest possible setting, and let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once the meat is cooked, I'm going to take the meat out so that I can chop it, and I'm gonna reserve 1.5 cups of broth.
¿Qué hubo?
¿Te acuerdas la carne que hicimos el otro día?
Which one?
That like guisadito.
Yeah.
So you're gonna help me make that beef guisado because I know you love meat, right?
I do like meat.
You do? Okay. So I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of oil, and I have about a cup of onion. Okay. You're gonna help me stir. Come over here.
Ooh, challenging.
This is gonna be the base that's gonna season the meat. Sí, prueba la carne.
Oh.
Juicy. And I reserved about 2 cups of the broth. So all of these flavor, like all of these color that's full of flavor, it's gonna go in the guisado. Mira, prueba.
Oh. It tastes like the earth, I feel.
Like the Sonora landscape, you know? Yeah, I'll tell you. So these are 3/4 pounds of yellow potatoes that I just peeled and diced. And I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of salt. We want for the potatoes to start softening. And then I'm gonna start cutting the meat into pieces. You take that, I take that, and you know how to hold your knife.
Yeah.
Sí.
Is there a certain
It's like-
way that I cut it, or you just...
Para los guisados, like for these, we want it small because we're gonna put it in the
Yeah.
in the chimichanga. And if there's a little of fat, it's fine because it's gonna mix with everything in there.
Do you know
Yeah.
why it's called chimichangas?
See? So, you know, I mean, about the name, like, here, let me stir the potatoes. So people don't know where the name chimichanga comes from. There will be discussions on whether the chimichanga is Mexican or American or Mexican-American. And all we know is that chimichangas are like burrito-style pockets that are eaten either deep fried or pan fried. And the name, who knows, but it's like a super fun name.
It is super fun. I definitely feel like it's a name that a lot of people know, but just have no idea what it is.
Growing up in Mexico City, I just didn't know that much about them.
But I guess because it's something from the border, I guess it's something that like, has reached more of the U.S., you know?
Absolutely, and because it's made with a flour tortilla. So we're gonna add 2 ripe Roma tomatoes, mix that up, and then te iba a enseñar. Este es un chile verde, es un Anaheim, fire roasted, sweated, peeled, and then dice it into pieces, like just like that, okay? Will you do that for me? Sammy, it's been really, really fun to see you through like elementary and middle school and high school, and look like you're now so much taller than me. And the most amazing thing, Sammy, for me is that the more you grow, the more you teach me lessons.
Yeah?
You put me in my place. You make me learn and get better and improve, and you fact check the things that I say, which is really good because many times I just have opinions, you know?
That's good to have opinions.
But it's been humbling, Sammy. Okay, you wanna add the meat?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna add the broth from the meat. ¡Qué rico! So now you're gonna help me deglaze, which is just scrape the pot. So you want the potatoes to cook for a few more minutes, but you also want this mixture to be moist. You don't want it to be too wet.
You know?
So you want the container to be able to withstand the filling.
Yeah.
And you want to bite into something juicy and delicious, but you want it to still hold. So it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
You're gonna make this salad.
I am? I
Yes,
don't think
you
I've
are.
ever made a salad for myself.
I don't think you have either. You only make desserts
And cereal.
and cereal. We're gonna make the vinaigrette in the same salad bowl.
Okay.
Vas a echar ahí the juice of a lime, the juice of a lemon, and I love mixing different kinds of citrus. So this is toasted sesame oil, and that's about a tablespoon. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. But I want you to use a tablespoon for one, and I want you to eyeball another one.
All right, you gotta tell me that.
Because you need to be able to cook without measuring things too. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Did I put too little or too much?
No, I think it's really good. And you want to kind of balance the acid with the oil.
Okay.
And then we're going to add like a generous teaspoon of salt. Let's add a little black pepper. Whisk the citrus juices into the oil. While you do that, I am going to cut the radish leaves, which are used in Mexico sometimes to make mole. ¿Has probado la hoja de rábano? El otro dice, esta ensalada.
Yeah, I eat this in our food sometimes. Bittersweet.
Yeah, I know, but it like starts bitter and then it ends sweet. We're gonna add the radishes. We're adding the leaves too. And then we're adding el pepino. Okay, this is something you also started loving and you didn't used to eat that much.
Okay.
Avocado.
Yeah, I didn't start eating that until like a year or two ago, I think.
I know. And now you're liking the avocado like next to everything.
Or by itself too, a little bit.
Or by itself. We have the peppery of the radish, but we have the buttery sweet of the avocado. Different than burritos, chimis are fried. So they can be deep fried or just pan fried. So I'm heating oil to make our chimi. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna add filling. You add as much filling as you want, but you need to leave some space.
Okay.
This. And then you close it on the sides because we're making a pocket, okay? There's your chimi.
Oh, yours look better than mine. Wait.
No, it's good. Wait, you were closing it too much. You fold it from the top, then you do it on the sides as if it were an envelope, pero le puedes hacer más extendidito so it's bigger.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Okay.
And then we're gonna shallow fry. You always want to put it seam side down so that it seals. What do you want to dress yours with?
Everything, no?
Chuguita?
Lechuguita.
Jitomatito?
Jitomatito.
Salsita?
Salsita.
Sammy, ve qué bonito plato. It's so pretty.
Cremita. Así. Quesito fresco.
Let's begin. Do you want to try what first?
I want the rice. I really like the rice.
Go for it. Go for it. I'll follow you. Let's do the rice first.
Oh, so good.
With the onions que están so soft, they're like melting in the rice. Salad? Okay. I love this salad. I love this salad. Love, love, love. It's so refreshing and it's like so fun to eat because of the chunks. ¿Te gusta el vinaigrette?
I love the vinaigrette, yeah.
Let's go for the
Go with the
chili.
hand.
Uy.
Oh.
Sammy.
Yeah? You didn't wait for me. Oh.
Okay, I'll do it again.
No.
I'll do it again.
No, wait for
I
me.
really want to do it again. Está delicioso. Delicioso.
Delicioso?
Delicioso.
You didn't wait for me again.
Oh, it's taking too long.
Oh, this one's so good. I mean, it still has that earthy taste, you know? But with all the toppings, it definitely, like, contrasts very strongly with like, the earthy flavor, no? Because it's a lot lighter.
It's like such a delicious and fun pocket to bite into. Los potatoes and the meat that's just, I mean, the meat is just like falling apart in your mouth.
Completely, yeah.
Northern-inspired meal. I only hope that I can continue to travel more to all of these new for me places in Mexico so that we can keep on making more new yummy foods. Like, I will always make the foods that you love, and hopefully I will always have tons of new things to surprise you with so that you will keep on wanting to come back home.
Oh, always.